just to avoid anything happening in the future. I am not targeting this child. I am not targeting him to make fun of him in the slightest. I am not doing this because he's a child. I am doing this because of the statements he is saying. Just a disclaimer one more time. Not making fun of this child or anything about his life. I'm just talking about his belief system and his claims.
Let's start with the theory of relativity. You know Einstein, right?
Yes, I haven't met him, but I know of him, yes.
Well, in his theory, he said that the displacement of space-time is the cause of gravity. If this is the case, then the absence of gravity, or the absence of space-time must be pure gravity.
If you take out space-time, you don't get pure gravity. Because earlier you said that the displacement of space-time is what causes gravity. So if space-time isn't there to be displaced, it follows that there cannot be gravity in that area.
Because of the law of flow, things will go to the point of least resistance. And if there's nothing there to resist, that's the point of least resistance.
Again, untrue. If there's no space-time, that means that there is no gravity. That means every direction has an equal force on an object. Which means that there is no point of least resistance, so where is the object going to go?
Okay.
So, an absence of space-time would be pure gravity. Black holes are an absence of space-time. Nothing, not even light, can escape their pull.
An object's mass determines how much it will warp space-time. Every object around you and every object in the universe has some sort of gravitational pull. That means that a black hole has to have space-time because it's being affected by mass. According to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, a black hole is a place in space where gravity pulls so much that even light cannot get out. The gravity is so strong because matter has been squeezed into a tiny space. So if we know that mass is the cause of space-time's displacement, and we know that black holes have a bunch of mass put into one small area, causing their large gravitational pull, that means black holes must have space-time, and black holes are not just pure gravity.
Also, if the universe is all of space-time and the entire Higgs field and all of space-time and matter, everything, then whatever's outside of the universe must be an absence of space-time.
There's no evidence for that, though. We have no idea whether or not there is space-time outside the universe or not, because it's outside of our field of vision. It's outside of the observable universe.
If that is the case, then the universe is not expanding into the absolute void around it. It's falling.
I fail to see how the universe would be falling if there were no space-time. If we're going to go by your claim, you said that everything outside there is pure gravity. That would then mean that in every single direction there's an equal force being put on the universe. That means it wouldn't be falling. Well, let's just say there wasn't an equal force in the universe, and there was one spot that would pull you down. How would you know you were being pulled down? There's nothing to fall into. Motion is relative according to something else's position. You have to have a frame of reference to determine your motion. That's why on Earth we feel like we're not moving, but if you go out into space and you stand perfectly still, you can see the Earth is moving around at high speeds.
Now, let's think back to the beginning of time. We know the universe has an age, right? 13.8 billion years. So, 13.8 billion years ago, the entire universe was reduced to a singularity, a particle smaller than a quark. However, if gravity is always working, i.e. if you jumped off this building, you're not going to fall 15 seconds later, you're going to fall immediately. So if gravity is always working, then and if the singularity was always there, like some atheists try to say, then the universe should have no age. It should be infinitely old.
Again, we don't know how physics worked before the Big Bang happened, because it's not observable. We have no idea on how gravity worked. We have no idea on how temperature and light worked at that time. We have no idea. There are ideas maybe about it, but nobody has a solid idea on how the universe worked before the Big Bang. Now, the reason why we age the universe to be 13.8 billion years old is because that's when it began expansion. It's the same reason we don't call you 11 and 9 months old. We don't count you being alive in the womb. We count your life starting as soon as you leave the womb.
But it's not. It hasn't aged. It's 13.8 billion years old. And something can't come from nothing because it would have to exist in order to cause itself to exist, which is illogical. So therefore, something other must have created the singularity. That something other we observe as God.
So this begs the question, who made God? Because you said that something cannot come from nothing because it's illogical. God, then, cannot exist for all eternity because something cannot come from nothing. That means God has to have a creator, and then God's creator has to have a creator, so on and so forth.
Well, Hawking's theory that there should be no cause because of gravity, well, gravity can't create something. Gravity can't do anything if it's not acting against something. Gravity is literally nothing, as we stated before.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but earlier you said that the absence of space-time was pure gravity. And now you're saying gravity is nothing. I'm confused. Is gravity something or is it not?
And nothing applied on nothing is just nothing.
Nothing. Even I can follow that. Okay.
Atheists that try to say that there is no God, when in reality it takes more faith to believe that there's no God than it does to believe that there is a God.
Don't get me wrong, I have mad respect for this kid for graduating high school at like 9 years old and being in community college at 11 years old. You're obviously pretty intelligent, but this argument is not intelligent. People who don't believe in God usually don't believe in God because they see no evidence in there being a God. It's in the same sense that you have faith that somebody will win a chess game. You don't know if they'll win the chess game because you have no evidence, so you think that they will. Now, if I were to have evidence that shows that somebody is going to win a chess game, you go with the evidence and you say, I know that this person will win the chess game because my evidence is here. Now it follows back with your statement. I have no evidence that God exists, so I do not believe until I see evidence for it. The religious will say, I have no evidence in God, so therefore I have faith that there is God. So I ask you one more time, how is it that atheists require more faith to have their ideas than the religious have for their ideas? Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like down below and don't forget to subscribe. If you want to see more of my content, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified for my videos. As always, I leave my sources in the description down below so you can check out where I'm getting my facts from. If I'm incorrect, you know I'm incorrect, fact check me and I can change it. If you have a suggestion for me, leave a comment saying what you want me to make a video on next and I'll take a look at it. And that should be it for me. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.